everyone, welcome back. This is my third Instagram live warm-up. So if you haven't seen the other warm-ups I've done, they're over on YouTube. You can go check them out at any time. So the warm-up this morning is going to be a continuation of the last one that we did. So we're going to kind of pick up in the middle. If you want the sheet music to any of the exercises we're going to go over today, it's all available on my website. I have a link in my link tree. You can go check it out. So thank you everyone who's here right now. So we're going to get started with, today we're going to do flexibility and then high register stuff. So hopefully all of you have already played today already. We're going to kind of start in the middle of our warm-up. So before we get started, let's go ahead and I just want to talk about the basics for doing a lip slur or working on your flexibility. Okay, so the basics for doing a lip slur, we're going to think of the syllables E to O. So let's just do a really simple one together. We'll start on middle B flat or middle C for our trumpet friends that are in here. So. So when I think of doing that lip slur, I think of the syllables like E, O. So we're going to go like up and down. Thinking more of an E on the top and then an O syllable on the bottom as we go down. And we need to make that shift in our mouth and with our tongue while we're going through the lip slurs. So we're going to do this really simple one all the way down the slide or all the way down the vowel positions. Okay, and we're going to continue all the way down. This is just going to help us get warmed up a little bit before we get into it. Okay, here we go. So that's the basic idea for doing a lip slur or working on your flexibility. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I see people from all over the world. That's really cool. Venezuela, Spain. I'm in Japan right now. So thank you all for being here. All right, so now that we kind of have the basics of how to do a lip slur, we're gonna get into it a little bit more. We're gonna go a little faster. So on that PDF that I have a few exercises. The first one I want to do with you all, I'm gonna pull up my metronome here. So I'm just going to play it really quick and see if you can pick up on it. So this is about 70 beats a minute. Okay, so I just went back and forth between the B flat and the F. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Down to the low B flat. Okay, I'll do that one more time. All right, so this one is a little bit quicker, and we're going to go down the slide positions with that one again. So here we go, 70 beats a minute. This should be nice and comfortable for everybody. Here we go. Ready? We're still working on that E to O idea, just it's getting a little bit quicker. It's getting a little bit faster. So what I like to think of when I'm working on lip slurs, when I'm working on flexibility are two things. One, we want to like get across the whole range of the horn, which we're going to start doing that. But the other thing is obviously speed. So this is 70 beats per minute right now. You're going to want to speed this up. Start at a comfortable tempo, and the idea is to get faster and faster. The reason we want to have good flexibility is eventually we're going to get into music that has lip trills and lip flips and stuff like that. And we want to be able to do a trill and have that kind of fast flexibility in our playing. Also, I feel like as brass players, when we're working on flexibility, it just makes us stronger. You know, strengthening your lips is going to help with endurance. It's going to help with large leaps when you're playing. It's going to help with all sorts of stuff. So you need to be working on flexibility every day. And then if anyone has any questions at any time throughout this live stream, just ask me and hopefully I can get to your questions. All right, so let's move on to another exercise. Actually, that one we just did. The cool thing about that one, as well as being able to play it faster, you can do it any amount of ways. You know, you can do it backwards, starting on the low B flat. Okay, you can do it that way, or you can also move it around and do it on different partials. So starting on a D maybe. You know, so we are doing our lip slurs on different parts of the horn. So actually, let's try that one together. We're going to stick with this 70 beats a minute for right now because it's nice and comfortable for everybody. So we'll start on the D there. And we'll end on the F. Here we go. Ready? Okay, so trombonists probably know this. As we get farther and farther out the slide, the lip slurs, the flexibility can be a little harder to do. So make sure you get a good, some good notes out there in 6th and 7th position. So like I said, with that one, you can flip that around. You can do that anywhere on the horn. Okay, let's go on to a different exercise. So this one's going to be a little bit quicker. If you could hear what notes says, we're B flat, D, F. Ba da 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 da. All right, so we'll slur and we'll tongue on each new note. We'll go down the slide positions with that one. And then where the tongue comes in is when we come back up the slide, we're going to do it tongued. Okay, because flexibility, it can also include the tongue. It doesn't just have to be all lip slurs. We still need to have that flexibility when the tongue is added in. All right, so we'll do that one down the slide positions, and then coming up, we're going to tongue. So let's try. Let's find a good tempo here. All right, let's keep it at about 70 beats a minute for right now. Here we go. So the B flat, D, F. Ready? Now, same thing, add the tongue. Ready? Okay, so we're adding the tongue into our flexibility. And as you can see, we're kind of starting to go around the horn, right? So far we've gone from our low B flat. Right? And then that one went all the way up to an F. So far we've covered B flat up to F. All right, so this next one, we are going to get into the higher register. So we're gonna hit up to a high B flat. But before I do that, sometimes I like to do like a little scale or just a little lick or something to help me get up to that high B flat at least once before I start adding in the flexibility. So, I mean, just something simple. So let's just do a nice F, G, A, B flat. We'll do in the low octave and then the high octave. Just to make sure that high B flat is nice, we know where it is, and then we'll start adding in some flexibility with that high B flat. Now up the octave. All right, so that high B flat is a really important note for trombones and all brass players. We want to make sure we can get up to that note comfortably. This is what I need to work on more than anything else. All right, well, we can talk about that more. If you want to ask something a little more specific, I can help you answer your question. So, okay, now let's get to that B flat with a lip slur. So we're going to do... So what I did there was I started on a middle B flat. So I just did B flat, D, F, high B flat, and then we'll go back down. And you might have heard, or you might have not, I tongued the high note. Listen one more time. All right, so what this is doing is we're working on our flexibility, but we have that tongue note there in the middle on the high note. So we're also practicing articulating that high note there. Okay, so we are going to do this similar to the way we did the last one. We are going to go down to 7th position, and then when we do 7th position and then back up, we are going to tongue each note. Okay. Let's find a good tempo here. So that's our 70 beats. Let's go a little quicker. Let's go a little bit faster here. Again, the idea with all of these lip slurs, these flexibility exercises, is to get faster and faster every day. Here we go. Okay, I want to get another run at that one there. So at any time throughout your warm-up, if you crack a note, if you miss a partial, it's really important that you go back and try to get a correct run of the exercise. We never want to slop through these exercises just for the sake of playing them, right? So this is the time for you to really figure out where all those partials are, making sure you're getting a good attack on every note. So let's start that one again. Let's give everyone a second run, including myself, at this one. Here we go. Let's try the same thing, tonguing on the way up. Okay, so that's kind of the idea with that one. Like I said already, our goal is to get faster and faster and faster at all of these. So making sure you keep using metronome, keep track of the tempos that you're playing these exercises at. You can even keep a journal, make notes on your phone, anything you need to kind of keep track of your progress. You know, and eventually, like going back to that first exercise we did, you know, doing them really quick like that. With the idea of building up to a lip trill, to have that in our, ability, in our toolbox, so to say. Let's go ahead and talk about high register playing. This is definitely the question that so many people ask. Everyone is interested in, how can I improve my high register? How can I play higher? Basically, my view on playing in the high register is you just have to do it every single day. You know, a lot of us get music and we have a high note in it and we just kind of freak out about that high note and, oh my gosh, I can't play it. And the reason you can't play it is probably because you're not, you know, playing in that register every day. So the entire idea, what I like to think of about the high register is just starting in a comfortable register and working up one half step at a time. This way, if you're doing it gradually, you don't really, you know, think about that high note. You know, if you just go one half step at a time, sometimes you don't even realize that it's that high. You know, sometimes you're just going up slowly and it just comes out naturally. So I like to do this in many different ways. Today we are just going to do a simple pattern that hopefully everyone can follow along with. We are going to do a minor scale up to the 5th. Okay, so just kind of review what that is. We'll start on an F in the middle of the staff. Okay. So the only note different from the major scale is going to be that flat 3, that A flat there, right? We'll do that one more time. And we're going to do it nice and slow. The point is here, do it nice and slow so you have a chance to think about the notes. Just think of your sounds and then sustain on the high note, the last note, because that's going to be the note that our focus is on. Okay, so we're going to do that basically until we can't do it anymore. All right, so let's start on that middle F in the middle of the staff. Jordan's laughing at me. I don't know why. All right, here we go. Up a half step. G. So that ends us right there on that high B flat, which we've already gone up to today. When you're working on playing in your high register or getting up in the high register, you'll notice it's more taxing usually than playing in the lower register of the horn. So it's okay to take a break as you need it. Sometimes when I do these high register exercises and I start getting really, really high up into the top of my range, I'll almost take a break in between each key just to kind of give my lips a second to rest. But let's keep going. So we ended on E flat. So let's start again on E. Again, minor scale up to the 5th. Here we go. So starting on E. like I said with these, go until you get it correctly. And then sometimes it's not even correctly to do it once. You need to do it a few times in a row to get that correct take. All right, so that was G. Let's go to A flat. A. B flat. Okay, and then you can keep going and keep going and keep going. The idea with this is to kind of max out every day that you do it. You want to try to go up to the highest note you can possibly play. And even if you maybe can't hit that note that you're aiming for, the idea is if you hit all the notes underneath it, those notes are getting stronger and stronger every day as well. So usually I keep going after that. I go up to a little higher. It's my goal every day to hit the high B flat above that. Some days it happens, some days it doesn't, but that's kind of my goal to get up to there. But certainly as a trombone player, going up to the F that we just ended on is a good note to have. So definitely strive for that. Does anyone have any questions about high register playing? That kind of idea of going up one step at a time? So again, we did a minor scale up to the 5th. You should change up that pattern every single day. So sometimes I'll do a minor scale, sometimes a major scale, sometimes arpeggios. And definitely another really good way to do it is by doing melodies or actually playing music up in the high register. So taking some of your favorite songs, your favorite melodies, and transposing them up one half step at a time. This will also get you used to this idea of playing music in the upper register and not just exercises. But for today, I want to do something simple we could all follow along with. On my YouTube channel, I actually have a video for playing in the high register that uses the melody to Over the Rainbow, which is one of my favorite little melodies. So it starts like on a low B flat. And then goes up from a half step, one by one from there. It has a backing track and everything, so if you want to check that out, I would go suggest doing that. It's over at my YouTube channel. But yeah, also playing melodies up in the higher register as well. But certainly the biggest thing, just one half step at a time. We have a question here. What are your thoughts on high E flat and sharp second? Interesting. So I used to be a huge fan of playing it in sharp second. That was like the only place I used to play it. But actually just recently I've switched back to playing it in third position. For whatever reason, it always used to work really well for me in sharp second, and then all of a sudden now it's working for me better in third position. I'm not sure why, but it just is. So I guess it also depends on the musical line I'm playing, like what I'm playing, where that note is. But yeah, lately it's been easier for me to kind of get out in third position. Let me see if I can do it both ways just to see. There it is. All right. Yeah, for some reason I feel like it's easier for me to like peg out in the third position. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'll definitely play around with that more. Let me know what your favorite position is for that note. I know everyone's kind of split on that. Let's see. Jordan Webb. I was going to ask why you like the minor scale. Sounds like it's one of a few variations you choose to change it up. Yeah, so Jordan, the reason I did minor scale today was actually in the last warm-up I did. I talked a lot about, I feel, especially as classically trained musicians, and I hear this a lot from both students and professionals, it seems like everyone is always playing everything in major all the time. And even a lot of our etude books, a lot of our exercises, it's just major, 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 major. And I have a bad habit of that too, because I think it was ingrained in me. So one of my goals is I'm always trying to like just play my exercises in different ways. You know, go ahead and adding in minor scales, different kinds of scales, going through the modes, like doing different stuff. So I'm not just playing major scales every single day. I think that just gets you used to different sounds. It helps you learning different patterns, especially if you're getting into improvising and doing stuff like that. Just being able to play over different chords and having different patterns under your slide or under your fingers. I think certainly helps. So we're just not used to playing the same patterns all the time. Hopefully that answered your question. All right, any other questions here? I like third for high flat. Okay, cool. Yeah, me too. But like I said, it kind of changes sometimes. But yeah, I like that too. Let's just go through one more high range exercise for trombone. So Jordan, other trombone players in here, sorry, you'll have to come up with some sort of version of that for yourself. But this is a high range exercise that I like to do maybe if I have just like a quick 5-minute warm up and I don't have time to kind of go through something like we just did where we start out low and go all the way high. Because especially if we're doing a more complex pattern, oh my gosh, that can take 10 or 15 minutes for you to get across your entire range of the instrument. This is fun for all the trombones. I know we love doing the glisses. So a lot of times this can help if we are having trouble hitting some of the higher notes. What doing the glissandos is going to do is it's going to really help you pinpoint where you're having that issue. So we're going to start on an F in the middle of the staff. I'm going to find it out in 6th position. We're just going to gliss up into that B flat. So let's do that one more time together. Okay, we have that B flat nice and strong. Now we're going to find the B flat out in 5th position. So we'll play it in first again. Up to that D. See that one more time. Then find the D out in 4th. Up to the F. And you can also do these both ways too. Sometimes I like to do it a few times just so I really am, feeling what that feels like. So F, we'll do in first, and then we'll find it out in 6th position. So F to B flat, that's back up to our high B flat. Now we'll find that B flat out in 5th. Up to that D there. Okay, let's try that one again. Okay, so this is getting up into the high register. We're getting a little bit higher here. So D, we'll try to find that out in 4th. So that D is kind of hard to peg out there in 4th, so it might take a few reps. But do the D out in 4th and then go up to the F there. Okay, so D out in 4th, up to the F in 1st. Like I said, that one might take a few tries there. It's hard to find that D. And then the last one, well, for me at least, some of you might be able to go higher than that. I do the F out in 6th and then try to get up to that high B flat. Another thing you can do instead of just going right up there to that high B flat, because that's the register for me, that's kind of, I would say above a high F is inconsistent on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes I like to take it a little bit slower to really try to get each half step. So let's find that F again. Okay, try to find it in 6th. And then what I'm going to do is just gliss up like one half step at a time. So like that was an F to G. Alright, so it did come out today. Kind of squeaked it out. Remember, today's squeaks are tomorrow's notes. I always like to go by that. So if you're having trouble hitting some of these higher pitches, my advice is always play it softer. Once you build up kind of knowing where those notes are, you can try to go ahead and add a little more volume. So yeah, that's definitely my goal every day, to try to get up to that high B flat. Again, you're strengthening all the notes underneath it. But certainly every time I play on the horn, I like to play the lowest note I can possibly play up to the highest note I could possibly play, like warming up the entire register of the instrument. I am always striving to play higher and higher and higher, and lower and lower and lower. Like even if it's just a half step at a time, just really always working on increasing your range from bottom to top. Because the more comfortable you get, the wider your range is gonna be. You know, you're gonna just, all those notes in the middle are just gonna feel that much more comfortable. All right, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. We did some flexibility stuff, some lip slurs, and a few different high range exercises. Again, on my YouTube channel, I have, this is my third warm up like this. I also have a high range video, so more exercises over there if you want to check them out. And if you're not yet, go ahead and please subscribe to my channel. So I'm going to take any questions. If anyone has any more questions about any of the exercises we covered, anything we did today, anything about flexibility, high register, anything else about the trombone, now's your chance. Thank you for joining us today. I see a lot of us in here right now. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, looks like we're all done. I don't see any more questions. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Hopefully I will do some more of these in the future. It's really fun, a good way to connect with you all and get to interact with you on social media. So thanks again, and I will see you all later. Bye.